Spider-Man is Marvel's most famous hero. His first appearance was in the Amazing Fantasy comic number 15 in August 1962. People liked the issue so much that it was decided to continue its story. Over time, more and more publications appeared, and then his exploits migrated to small screens. Popularity grew rapidly, and with it various directions, for example, toys, merch, and even video games. But this was not enough, and then in 1999 Sony Pictures acquired the rights to film the superhero, thereby marking the beginning of the Spider trilogy. This is the story of the creation of great films that became a real sensation of their time. How Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was filmed. Secrets of Cinema, Issue 4. Sony's company has been looking for a director for a long time. For a while, the main candidate was James Cameron himself, who managed to write the script, but the studio refused his participation and his idea to give the role of Peter Parker to Michael Biehn and Arnold Schwarzenegger the place of Otto Octavius. Cameron himself demanded more advanced special effects, which was financially expensive. In the end, one of his ideas caught on, namely organic web shooters on the hands of the main character. The director's chair is eventually given to Sam Raimi. Many people wanted to get the role of Peter Parker, as the main contenders were actors such as Freddie Prinze Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio, and Heath Ledger. But the candidacy still goes to Tobey Maguire. To see how the actor would look in the frame, special test shots were made and different versions of costumes were tried on. The cost of one final set exceeded $100,000. Also, for 5 months, the actor was on a special diet and underwent a course of special training. For the role of Mary Jane, the candidacy of Alyssa Witt, Mina Suvari, and Elisha Cuthbert was considered. As we will find out later, the role will go to Kirsten Dunst. By the way, red hair is a wig. The most interesting thing was with the Green Goblin. Initially, William Dafoe was not considered for the villain's place in any way, but he himself tried in every possible way to get the role. In order to prove his fitness, he recorded several scenes on camera. After he was approved, he asked to perform all the tricks on his own, without using an understudy. By the way, the original version of the Goblin costume followed the canon, but for some reason it was abandoned. Nicolas Cage and John Malkovich wanted to get the role of Goblin. Some interesting facts. Do you remember the scene in the dining room? These are not special effects. The actor repeatedly tried to fulfill his plans, and from time 50 he succeeded. And when the main character makes sketches of the future costume, drawings by the artist, Phil Jimenez, one of the creators of Wonder Woman, are shown. The film collected a solid box office and the release of Part 2 remained a matter of time. Filming of the second picture began with an unfinished script. The first scene filmed was a battle on the railroad. In this film, a lot of emphasis was placed on special effects, so for example, about $54 million was spent. And 16 different video cameras were used on the stage itself. For a long time there was a question about Tobey's participation in this tape, because the actor suffered from back pain. Earlier, he was injured on the set of the movie Favorite. They were ready to approve Jack Gyllenhaal, but the actor did not give way and completed his work. To show the activity of the octopus tentacles, separate models were used. For example, assistants controlled from the side and made mechanical movements. According to the idea, initially there should have been a black cat and a lizard in the picture. But apparently they decided to focus on one villain. In principle, the decision was correct. An interesting move was used in the third film. When the spider meets the Sandman for the first time, he punches the villain in the stomach, and the spider's hand will pass through the body. Part of the scene was done on a computer. Disabled boxer Baxter Humby, whose arm was amputated to the elbow, was called for filming. He made a punch, and a fist was drawn on the computer. Why it was necessary is unclear. We could just use graphics and not bother with a stand-in. Sam Raimi himself did not like the idea of the Venom symbiote. He made every effort to avoid it in the picture. Actually, the film turned out to be somehow unfinished, and surprisingly, The Enemy in Reflection became one of the most expensive films in the kinematograph. The budget was $258 million. When the Sandman appeared, they used real sand. The exception was the general plans with people. There were crushed corn sticks. For a while, the main antagonist was supposed to be the Vulture. They even created a storyboard where Peter falls from a height and creates parachutes with his web, but they don't really help and he almost dies from sharp feathers and glass fragments. Later, he wins, and the Vulture still finds out his identity. The idea caught on only in Tom Holland's Spider. Spider-Man is undoubtedly a cool hero of the cinematic universe. Support the video and like it. See you soon. Good luck to everyone and bye.